Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. I just had a really ugly tragedy occur.
You set it free?
No, it's dead.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I'm looking down at the carpeting, and I must have just stepped on something, and there was this white goo. I thought it was cream from a candy bar. No.
No?
Nope.
No?
It was the white cream guts of a cockroach.
Of a roach,
Gross. So I picked it up, and I was quite surprised.
The aroma that usually comes from that is
nice.
really good.
It's really nice.
Really good. It's got a lot of protein, though. You ought to just nibble on it for a little bit throughout the morning.
But, I mean, that must have been stepped on about 40 times because it's ground in.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if I can continue with the show. That's so nasty.
It was cold outside. They had to come inside.
Oh, jeez.
Warm up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that is happening because we found one at the house. I never see cockroaches in our house. Jackie saw one yesterday, I guess, running around in our master bedroom.
Oh, boy.
Killed it dead, though. Fortunately, she had a spray there. It was coming right at her. It was going to
attack her?
It was going to attack her.
It was attacking roaches?
Yeah. So she attacked it back.
Okay.
And sprayed it to
lost.
death. So that's humans 2, cockroaches none.
All right,
well,
good.
except they did score some kind of...
Humans first has always been my motto, actually. So,
has it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good motto.
Thank you.
I like it. Welcome. Welcome to the broadcast, the program, the show. It's the eve of Thanksgiving now.
Yeah, baby.
So tomorrow's the big day. And then, of course, Friday, Black Friday. And then it's the holiday season,
It's
right?
holiday season.
It's Christmas time. So that should be fun. You know, we talked about the distances on Yellowstone. And then on this latest...
I cannot believe...
on this latest show...
It was awesome.
Unbelievable. We had just talked about this.
I paused the episode.
And then so on this latest episode, I won't tell you what happens, but Beth is, the Dutton daughter, Beth, gets up in the morning and says, "Yeah, I'm going to Salt Lake City." And I'm like, "Wow, okay, well that's a nice trip on your own."
Gets in the rolls, which, by the way, the Bentley she drives is a nice
Oh, my
Bentley.
gosh, that's nice.
It's a nice car.
That's nice. But from Montana, where they are, Darby area, to Salt Lake City is at least 7.5 hours. That's if you drive straight through and you don't stop for gas,
there's gotta be a
food, going to the bathroom, nothing.
There's got to be a cut through on the Yellowstone property, though, right?
There must be like a wormhole.
Private road.
They
No,
use.
just a private road that they take.
Because it's crazy.
Paused the episode when she came home.
Yeah, I love that. I love that because, okay, she goes to Salt Lake. She's got a meeting.
She has a meeting.
So, okay, it's a 15-hour round trip. Minimum. Minimum 15 hours. So
she's home.
She's home.
In time for dinner.
And yeah, in time for dinner, in time for the party in the bunkhouse.
Yeah.
Right? So not only does she drive 15 hours round trip in one day, plus you got to say at least half an hour for the meeting, right?
Oh yeah, she was there early. She got there before the meeting, the people she was supposed to meet.
Right. So now I don't know what time they planned the meeting, but it had to be afternoon sometime. Had to be 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Let's say she left at 6 o'clock. It was light when she left, so it was later than that in the morning, right? It was daytime when she left.
Well, I mean,
I'm
they all
thinking
get up at 4 or 5 a.m. So.
At least 7. As daylight as it was, it had to be at least 7 Montana time.
And I mean, John is on the porch drinking coffee.
Right.
He's been out there contemplating.
Right, yes. He's thinking about his wife or whatever he's doing. And so she goes to Salt Lake City, has the meeting, comes back. So 7 to 7 would be 12 hours. 10 o'clock. So it's 10 o'clock at night. Although it can't be because it's light.
It's
when
the
she
end
gets
of the
back.
day. It's the end of the day.
But that's like 10 o'clock at least. So then you spend maybe an hour with dinner and hanging out at the party, and then she decides, now we're all going to Bozeman. Okay. It's about 11 o'clock at night. You're going to go to Bozeman? Yeah.
Just right there.
We'll be back by midnight. Will ya? Will ya? Because that's a 6-hour round trip right there.
I think that
3 hours to Bozeman, 3 hours home. There's no way they're back before 5 in the morning. It's so great.
Awesome. When all I could think about that entire episode was how
the
far the drives were.
Yeah, the Yellowstone distance that they completely ignore. They act like Yellowstone Ranch is right next door to everything. It's next door to Salt Lake City.
It's just right
Billings,
there.
Bozeman, Helena.
It's just right there.
It's just right there.
It's right there.
In the middle of all of it.
Yellowstone Ranch is
great.
what? 8 billion acres.
Yeah, it's huge. Humongous.
And the next city is just right there.
It's right there. Yeah. We go to Bozeman all the time. It's boom, and we're there.
I mean, they've told people on the show, so how big is this property? Well, it's farther than you can see.
Right.
I mean, all of that is...
See those mountains? It's
you
beyond
can't see that far.
Yeah.
You can't see that far.
That's what they just said.
What you see is mine.
Yeah.
And beyond. I mean,
Right. Right.
So nothing is right there.
You're talking thousands of acres.
Hundreds of thousands. Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
At least tens of thousands of acres.
Okay.
It's got to be, right? At least 50,000 acres, you would think. I don't know if they've ever specified.
I feel like I mean, she's cutting loose on those deals, right? With 50 or 60,000 acres.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's got to be 100,000 or more.
I think they said at one point the ranch was literally worth billions because of the land.
Because of the land.
The house. I mean, the cattle. I mean, it's got to be worth billions. $1 billion at least.
At least.
If they sold that ranch, which he doesn't want to do, obviously, but they could be probably billionaires.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, I guess they are already, really, right?
They're wealthy, but they're not billionaires. He's mentioned that, all the money he has is the land.
Right. Yeah, it's got the little cash flow issue from time to time.
Right. And I love the fact that he's governor now, and he's never in Helena. He's always at the ranch, hanging out 3.5 hours away from Helena.
Right there.
It's just right there. I could be there in 5 minutes. A lot of other people take 3.5 hours.
Where do I have to go? We're going to Bozeman. No, we're not.
They could make it more realistic if they just took a helicopter everywhere they go.
And in the first or second season, they use a helicopter quite a bit.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this episode, Rip tells the one wildlife people to use a helicopter.
Oh, right.
Because
a lot of cowboys have died going up to the mountain. Yeah.
But I'm just saying that
just fun.
But and by the way, the helicopter that they have used in the past is a Yellowstone helicopter.
Right. I've seen that.
It isn't just a rental.
Right. Yeah. No, they have a helicopter.
Correct.
So I don't know how long range it is. Could you take that to Salt Lake City? But she didn't. So no, I mean, the numbers just
Salt
don't
Lake
add
City
up.
is right there. You get in the Bentley and you go.
No, I'm sorry. It's really not.
Have you ever driven to Salt Lake City?
I have.
From Yellowstone, from the ranch, in a Bentley.
Okay, not in a Bentley and not from the ranch.
Okay.
But I've driven Helena to Salt Lake City many, many times.
It's just you're right there.
Right there. I mean, bam! It seems like you just get in the car and you're already arriving in Salt Lake City.
I paused the episode when she came home.
Yeah, because it was light.
I had to pause and I was like, that is unbelievable. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave her the break of the leaving in the morning and showing up for the meeting.
Me too. And I thought, okay, she's obviously going to stay the night in Salt Lake City. Nope, she tells Daddy, I'll be home tonight, late. Okay.
Not late because she walks in and they're having dinner.
And it's still light outside. It's nuts. It's
awesome.
Just crazy.
It's awesome.
I don't know if Taylor Sheridan's never been to Montana. What the hell? Come on, man. Get realistic.
Now, I guess it's
distance.
possible. I guess it's possible that they will say, right now that I'm working it out in my head, I guess it is possible that she drives, they show her leaving and coming home in the car, but, they will say that she drove to the airport and helicoptered back and forth or whatever.
That could be. Yeah. That would have done it. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's possible.
All right, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way it could have been possible.
Right.
The only way.
But I will say there's been times when the governor is on the road and he's, drinking, having drinks and talking, and it feels like they're going to be in the automobile a while.
Yeah, true.
Doesn't feel like they're heading to the airport.
No, I know. Well, and
they only travel in convoys of SUVs.
Right.
That gas is cheap. We just travel 5 hours back and forth in these 5 SUVs convoy.
Right. Yeah, but that doesn't matter because we're so wealthy we can just pump gas all day every day if we want to.
Right.
It's a compelling show though. It really
I love
is.
it. I love it. It was
really good. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Yesterday, I think this came from the same thing we played yesterday because we talked about the president and pardoning the turkey.
Oh, yeah.
And the turkey was kind of on a platform, and we said, hey, I'm surprised you didn't say don't jump to the turkey.
Yeah, because he came out and he, I hope we have it. Do we have just tell me if we have the clip from, okay, go ahead and play this.
Before I gobble up too much time.
No.
You're talking about yesterday's?
Yeah.
Let's just check this out.
Man. Don't start on it.
Here he goes.
Okay, because
he's going to say.
That's my grandson, Bo, up there, and my granddaughter.
Uh-huh. Whose name I can't remember.
Don't let him jump.
Come on!
Anyway.
That was before. It's unbelievable.
That
First
is.
of all, the votes are in.
Okay, shut up.
Yeah.
They've been counted.
Don't jump again.
The vote, I was unbelievable that this was before the turkey interview where we said I'm surprised he didn't say don't jump, but he already had it in.
He already did, which that would not usually stop him anyway.
No, he could have done it again.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But the dog barks. You hear the dog barking.
Yeah.
He turns around. He of course knows that that's Bo because that name is just embedded in his brain.
Yeah.
And he can't remember my grandson Bo and my granddaughter. Don't jump.
Whose name I can't remember, but don't jump. See, because what's hilarious about that is he's implying that the people above his location are considering suicide, right? And he's talking them out of it. Hysterical, right? That's hysterical. It's a funny bit, man.
It is. And he keeps going back to it.
Keeps going back to it. It's a tried and true thing for him. And no one ever laughs. Ever. It's his crowd. They don't laugh.
No. Well, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
No one.
And everybody's heard it, 30 times?
Oh, at least.
The guy's unbelievable.
At least.
Don't jump. Don't jump. My teeth just fell out of my mouth. Don't jump. Just unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. Guy's the worst.
A lot of people have said that.
Yeah, I've heard that from some people.
A lot of people have said that.
Which is so disrespectful to the president of the United States. To the office of the presidency.
Right.
So disrespectful. All right. Some interesting things that we're finding out as some information trickles out about this latest shooter. Not the latest. There's been yet another shooting at a Walmart this time.
Yeah.
But the shooter in Colorado Springs who shot up the gay nightclub looks like he's non-binary.
Well,
non-binary.
That's
which shoots the right-wing Trumpite thing all to hell.
It
doesn't
sure
it?
does, and that's what we talked about on Monday. That that's why they had to jump to it fast.
Yep.
They did for sure. But there was no way. You can't let a crisis go to waste.
No. So it was all right wing. This is a right wing hater who just doesn't like gay people, and so a non-binary guy goes into this club and shoots 5 people and kills them, injured 22. it changes the whole narrative now.
It sure does. And you see CNN is really, where I saw, what's her face, Camerado, right? What's her name?
Yeah, Allison Camerado.
Yeah. She doesn't believe it.
Oh, she doesn't believe it.
If you watch,
really,
play Allison's clip here.
Attorneys for the accused shooter, Anderson Lee Aldrich, say in new court filings tonight that the suspect now identifies as non-binary. In a footnote to a motion asserting legal privileges, the public defenders say, quote, Anderson Aldrich is non-binary. They use they/them pronouns, and for the purposes of all formal filings, will be addressed as Mix Aldrich. So, in other words, not Mr. or Ms.
Right.
Yeah, we got
Joining me now, CNN political commentator Errol Lewis, also back with me, Al Franken and Joe Walsh. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, that's not anything that we had heard from his background. You know, people have been looking into his background. And I don't know if anybody here are you guys lawyers?
Pause it for a second. So maybe you should have kept your stupid mouth shut about who this guy is until you found out more about him. How about that? No, but you were so quick to rush to judgment on this guy. Being a Trump person or being a radical right-wing kook that you didn't wait to find out that he's non-binary. These people are the worst. They're just the worst.
I know.
Let's see the rest of this.
It's not much.
I mean, I don't know I don't know what to say about that. I mean, that's what he's now saying.
It sounds like they're trying to prepare a defense against a hate crimes charge. That's the least of his problems, legally speaking, but it looks like they're trying to build some kind of sympathy or at least confusion on the question of whether or not this was purely motivated by hate.
Does it?
Sounds like.
Although you just got done saying you're not an attorney, so it's okay. We just went there. Okay, all right.
And, is it about hate or is it about the fact that the guy's stark raving nuts?
Right.
That's what it's about. The guy's crazy. And you just want to have a specific narrative.
Yes.
That he's a right-wing kook and he hates these people, so he went in and killed them. I'm sorry. That almost never happens. It almost never happens that way.
Almost never.
So that's really disappointing to them, and they don't want to believe it.
No, they do not.
So they're going to choose not to. And they'll probably continue to report the way they have been and just ignore this particular issue. But, they've sealed the filings on this. I mean, something's really wrong here. They're trying to keep information from us. And now maybe we know why.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Because I guarantee if they thought that this guy, or if it came out that this guy was a big Trump person, that would be all they talk about. They'd release all the information.
If he had Trump shoelaces in his drawer, that would be...
It'd be all about that.
Everything would be about that.
Yep.
So it's pretty... I'm guessing he's probably not.
Me too. If you want to know what the left and their real plan is for your kids, just check out the reaction to the work Patriot Mobile has done in multiple school districts here in Texas. The left is losing their minds over it. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative mobile provider and a force for conservative values. That's because they take a portion of your bill and fund conservative causes. And then they are really active in supporting these causes, too. And candidates who believe in the sanctity of life, freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, and they're winning. Patriot Mobile has affordable plans for you, for your family, even for your business. They offer the same nationwide coverage as the major carriers. They use all the multiple major networks. Plus, you're supporting conservative values with every call. You don't have to worry about them trying to have abortion on demand like other cell phone carriers. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat, or you can call 972-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. So do that. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Interesting that we're finding out some things about his family, too. His father, Anderson Lee Aldrich, is an ex-con, former MMA fighter turned porn star who has appeared on TV in everything from intervention to divorce court. Okay? Aaron Franklin Brink, 51, began entering the mixed martial arts cage in late 1998, about a year and a half before his alleged killer son was born. Over the next 10 years, Brink had 21 victories in the cage, 18 losses. Not a great record, but he had a winning record.
Trying to make a living.
21 and 18, including during appearances with UFC and World Extreme Cage Fighting, the WEC. MMA Junkie wrote in this profile. So Brink is also said to have divorced the killer's mom when the son was a baby. Then he took up porn acting at age 27.
Make a living.
Under the name Dick Delaware. So that's pretty catchy, you know? I met this porn producer, he said. I was effing around with some girls at a party, and he noticed that I was very gifted. Okay. He said, man, you're a pro. If you get a test, I'll put you in a scene. So I got into a few scenes. I was making some money.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So great. This is so
Trying to
weird,
make a living.
isn't it? I mean, the whole family is a little bit different. Unorthodox, if you will. And I think you will. But then the son grows up, and he wants to distance himself from the dad. So he changed his name. I guess he didn't want the name Delaware as his last name. So he changed it to Bob West Virginia.
Well, maybe he wasn't as talented as his
obviously
dad.
not. Obviously not. But you'd never guess they were father and son if the dad is Delaware and his name is West Virginia, right? Okay, he didn't actually change it to West Virginia, but he should have. But the whole thing is just very bizarre. Now it turns out that he's non-binary, and man, as you just saw, that's thrown a monkey wrench into the narrative of the left. They do not want to backtrack on any of this.
No, they do not.
They are pissed off that you dare even mention the fact that he's non-binary. I love it. I love it. Allison Camerata, how much has she changed since Fox News? Oh, my gosh. Unless she was just faking it the whole time, and she's really been left-wing the whole time.
Which is possible.
It is possible.
I know. There was also a story about that was been. And you talk about sealing records. I mean, they sealed the stuff where he attempted to blow up his mom, where he threatened to blow up his mom.
Right.
And she didn't ever press charges.
Yeah, he served no time for that
because she never. She
begged him not to.
Yeah, do anything, and so they just sealed it and said, "No, it didn't. Okay, it didn't
never
happen.
mind.
Whatever."
And then they wonder why these people then turn around and do heinous things like this. Because they should be in jail.
Well, for the least of which, even if he's not, let's say, put in jail for saying that he wanted to blow up mom. Mm-hmm. Who among us? But don't you do some kind of intervention, right? I mean, some kind of intervention.
Yes,
where
you put him in I don't know. You get him mental help.
Yes.
Right. You give him therapy, and I don't know that he had a therapist. I don't know what they did. But that's where we need to look on this problem of mass shootings all the time, because there's too many sick people, sick in the head, twisted in the head, who are running around and nothing's ever done about it.
Right.
Because they want it to happen so they can take the guns, because that's what they want to focus on, is that when mentally ill people break and start killing people, it's the gun's fault. Or it's Donald Trump's rhetoric's fault.
Well, it's for sure. I mean, you listen to the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, who is great.
Oh,
I mean,
terrific.
When you think of great governors, you think of
I go right to Kathy Hochul. Sure.
And that's she talked about how people were upset about the violence in New York. Well, that's because of the right-wingers.
White supremacists,
I forgot about
right-wing
the white
extremists,
supremacists
and domestic terrorists trying to stoke fear in the hearts of New Yorkers. They want us to think twice about our safety before we worship, before we get on a subway, before we go dancing with our friends. But we know here in New York, it is this very diversity that has made us vulnerable to these attacks. But this is what has made us the most fascinating place on this planet.
How did you
It's
win?
what separates us from the rest.
How?
It's more than something that just we
The
celebrate.
worst.
It defines us. And yet, these recent frightening attacks compromise that very sense of security that every single New Yorker is entitled to as a.
By the way, hate has no home there. The hate has no home here in New York.
I don't even know what it's doing there. I don't even know what it's doing there, Pat.
It's just visiting because it doesn't have a home. Hate is apparently homeless when it goes to New York. Does it stay in a hotel, though? Does hate stay in a hotel? I don't know.
I don't know.
We need to look
White
into it.
supremacists.
White supremacists.
Yes.
Yeah. They've warned us about them.
White supremacists, right-wing extremists.
Yep. And they're tearing down this country. They're a threat to democracy. So look out.
I mean, that's the narrative.
Have you ever even met a white supremacist? I don't believe I ever have in my entire life. And we've been to a lot of places, seen a lot of things, met a lot of people. I lived all over the country because of radio. I have never met somebody who was a white supremacist. At least not obviously, and they don't talk about it. And, white supremacists love to talk about it. You can't shut them up about it. So, it's just so rare.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have.
I never have.
I don't think I have. I that's so strange. I'm thinking about, obviously all the movies and TV shows that
you see them all the time there.
Have the white supremacists.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
In real life?
In real life, never.
I don't think I ever have. Not one.
I haven't.
One person, with the SWAT sticker tattoo on the chest or the arm.
Yeah, and we've had all kinds of different types of people that have worked here.
Yeah.
And including, who was the guy that used to call something the communist because he was a communist, and it was like Dave the communist, and that's what everybody called him because everybody knew he was a communist. Well. Oh, the photographer, too. That's a different one. We've had a number of commies that have worked here. And so there is diversity here. There's people of all sexual preferences. We don't care.
Do your job.
Do your job. Yeah, exactly right. And if you do your job, you're going to get along really well here. And so... But outside of this building and in different companies all over the country, never have I encountered a white supremacist. Why? Because there are hardly any of them. Who is? That teacher that we played last week, were you here when we played the guy who told his students that he believed his race was superior?
Yes. Yeah. He was talking about race. But
and he was just trying to be honest with them.
I feel like
he
that
said,
wasn't white supremacy. I guess technically that's white supremacy.
Yeah, but he was saying
what I
everybody
think of
is
when
everybody thinks
he
their
was
race
making
is
the
better.
argument that everybody makes their race better.
Yeah, and it cost him his job, of course.
We can't have anything taught in class anymore.
Right.
We don't want conversations with our students.
Other than minority superiority. We can teach that.
We can. He could have the Black Lives Matter flag hanging. That'd be fine.
You bet. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Anyway, but I have never.
Never.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I'll bet 99% of people haven't even encountered them.
Now, perhaps we don't meet the white supremacists because they say, "Oh, hey, there's some right-wing extremists. We don't need to talk to them."
That could be.
They're already on our side.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know.
They always throw out the most extreme elements of society as if that were the norm. Like the QAnons. I've never met anybody who believes in the QAnon theory either. What is a QAnon person?
You can't walk outside without running into a QAnon.
All right.
I don't know when you leave or come into the building, but
it must be a different time from you because I never see them. Place is lousy with QAnon believers, though. Jeez. Just bizarre.
It really is. It really
Absolutely bizarre. And we've already seen how the left is going to treat this new information that the killer is non-binary. Fascinating. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Some tweets here. Happy Pappy 61 tweets. They have definitely mastered time travel on Yellowstone. Yes. The distances. Keep watching for that. If you watch the show, pay attention to how long it takes them. I mean, they hop in the car. Yeah, we're going to Billings. 6-hour drive. They're there. Next scene. Boom. We're here.
Well, I mean,
I love it. Carol Marks tweets, "It is the mental health industry that I blame for all this gender confusion." Yeah, I mean, they certainly could have done something about it because had they held to their standard of it was a mental illness and it needs to be treated, gender dysphoria, then, at least you'd have that to say, well, it's a mental health issue. We should get these people help. But they changed in, I can't remember whether it was like 2012 or 2015 and declared it not a mental health issue.
Plus, you can make the case that with the induction of a lot of social media, TikTok, for example, that has really
contributed,
helped in the expansion of mental health.
It has
issues,
and it's become, I think, a trendy thing to declare yourself trans. And that's why we're seeing such a gigantic growth in the number of people who are trans. It used to be 0.07% of the population. Now it feels like it's about 60%. Doesn't it?
Feels like it's a lot more. Yeah.
I know it's not, but it has increased exponentially in the last couple of years.
The power that they have has increased.
Incredible.
Tenfold,
maybe more than any other special group that are protected. Mr. Sean's tweets, "What dark secret does Joe Biden have in his past where somebody jumped off a high place?" That would be understandable if that's the case, but I doubt it.
Yeah, but why would he keep saying it?
I don't know. Pardon my giblets. Tweets, Joe telling people don't jump while simultaneously pushing the economy off the ledge. That's a great point. All right, it is time to chew the fat with Jeffy, and the introduction to that goes a little something like this. Dun, 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 dun. Talented drummer there, though. Really keeping the beat quite nicely. I don't know if you know this, Jeffy, but there's a car commercial. It uses this very...
I won't hear of it.
Clip. Well, you can't hear it because when you get inside the car, it closes the doors. It's so quiet you don't hear any of this.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right. And all right. Time to chew the fat with Jeffy.
Sometimes that's a little hard to get through.
Sometimes, yeah.
Other times, it's great.
It's a pleasure.
Happy. I wish one of my kids participated.
Right.
Other times. Speaking of cars, Ford Motor Company, the automaker, has revealed something that I want to know. Why has this not happened before? Now, they revealed it in their new electric minivan.
Yeah.
For Europe, by the way, called Tornio Custom, or Tornio Custom, Tourneo, Tourneo Custom. And it has a unique feature. It's equipped with a steering wheel that can be converted into a table when the car is parked.
Oh.
Why has this not happened before?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do we have the brief video of it, or did I hear that we didn't have it?
We don't have it.
Okay.
Darn it.
So the wheel goes up and
turns into
a tray that you set on the steering wheel, and it comes on a table, and you can set your laptop on it or food or whatever. Why has that not happened before?
What will they think of next? Wow.
Why has that not happened before?
Wow.
I know.
And you say that's Ford doing that?
Ford
innovation?
doing that, and it's not currently slated for U.S. sale. So, but I can get you into the transit van, Pat, for they claim the Ford work vans, the electric work vans, are about $50,000, 50 or 60,000.
Okay.
I feel like this one's going to be a little bit more because it has the convertible seats and the steering wheel, so maybe 65, 70,000. And I can get you into it right now today. You're going to be able to drive 236 miles on a charge, Pat.
236 miles.
I mean, you won't be.
That's almost enough to get me across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but not quite.
But I don't know how they're going to do it.
Wow.
I was looking at first of all, and they're being made in Turkey, which is really kind of strange,
bizarre.
too. They've got Turkey factories going up. But I was looking at I tried to figure out how much they cost, and because they say check for pricing and everything, so I was looking at the e-transit van prices, and they give you the one you're looking at is basic 2-seater empty for $49,500. I doubt you're going to get into that for $49,500. But they go on to down here, and the range, all right, the cargo van, low roof, demonstrated range, 126 miles.
Oh, man. No.
The cargo
sorry.
van,
that doesn't count it. That does not
roof,
cut it.
Project, it's 116 miles.
Again, doesn't cut it. No way.
And they're telling you that you can take this and use it to run your power tools and stuff. There's no way.
No way.
And get to and from places? Come on now. No.
That's not even worth.
They're going to have chargers everywhere.
That's not even worth releasing to the public at this point because it's impractical.
It doesn't make any.
Who's going to do that? I mean, you drive.
Don't know.
For a lot of people, if I bought that and we still lived in Connecticut and worked in Manhattan, that wouldn't get me back and forth in one day.
Right.
It couldn't get me the round trip to work and back. That's incredible.
Oh, could I do 2 days?
Jeez, that's amazing.
100 miles, 30, 60. I could do 2 days back and forth from where we live.
In New Jersey?
Here.
Oh, here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And when we lived in the Northeast, I lived in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no way.
I'd be left in the middle of New Jersey every day. I can't make it in today. Sorry.
And I
got to
guess
stop and charge.
If there's a convenient place to stop and charge, and it only takes 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you'd be able to do that. But we don't even have that.
Right.
We don't have fast charging, and we don't have enough locations to be able to do that. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Get back to us when you fix all the problems with electric cars, okay? All right.
Congratulations to a UK fisherman who became the envy of anglers everywhere after reeling in a 70-pound monster goldfish. Andy Hackett landed the behemoth.
Goldfish?
The carrot.
Wow.
Fishing in blue water lakes in Champagne, France.
Wow, look at the size of that thing.
They claim not a goldfish per se.
Yeah.
According to
the... Does look like a really, really big goldfish, though, doesn't it? Put that in a bowl at your house. Watch it swim around.
It's actually a hybrid species of a leather carp and a kwai carp.
I was just going to say that. Looks like a hybrid to me.
That's exactly what you'd been right.
Yeah.
You'd been correct.
Should have said it.
It's an ornamental fish commonly found in ponds.
Ornamental?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, according to the fisherman, he knew this was out there.
Do those fish know that they're just ornamental, and that's why they exist?
You ever gone to the restaurant in Florida? They have the restaurants where they set up the ponds around the restaurant.
Yeah.
And they all have the ornamental fish, the goldfish swimming around. Now, that'd be something.
Yeah.
To see the old 70-pounder swimming around down there.
I'm guessing you'd need a pretty big pond.
Yeah, no kidding. That one weighed almost 70 pounds. Mm-hmm. So that's
crazy.
Pretty good. Now, that's 30 pounds heavier than what was previously considered the world's biggest goldfish caught in Minnesota a couple of years ago. So we'll see if Guinness, makes it. I don't know how good they taste. I mean, I would have scaled that bad boy and let's cut it up and let's see what it tastes like. But
that's not what they did.
But Andy did not do that.
Okay.
No, Andy took some pictures and weighed it and threw it back in the lake.
No, he threw it back?
Threw it back in the lake.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Catch and release.
Huh. All right.
Catch and release. And then being a Brit, he had to have a cup of tea. So, congratulations, Andy. Great. I know that you, like me, can't wait for the latest Indiana Jones 5 film.
Oh.
And it's been pushed.
And how?
It's been pushed back until June of next year.
Don't say
maybe
that.
longer.
Don't say that.
I know. I'm sorry.
Why? It's probably a piece of garbage. They probably got done shooting and watched it, and they're like, "Oh no." Reschedule the release.
The test,
real quick.
The test screenings
didn't go well.
And it didn't go well at all. Yeah, it didn't go well at all. And Disney is kind of in a panic.
I bet.
We don't know what to do.
I'll bet.
We'll see what Iger decides to do.
Yeah.
As he takes office soon. They had a cut. They filmed, I guess, several endings. And they had one ending where Phoebe Waller-Bridge replaces Harrison Ford at the end of the movie, becoming Indiana Jones.
And of course, it has to be a female to replace the male role. Has to. I mean, every time. Right? Every time.
That didn't go over well. Then they had an ending where Indy dies. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And they're trying to. They have a TV series in the works that they want to have the movie set up.
Yeah, but not with Harrison Ford, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Harrison's 80. He'll be 81 by the time this movie gets released. But you're going to have to wait though. Before the release until at least June of next year, and I would guess maybe longer, but
probably. I'll bet in June. We're going to do a Christmas release, and then at Christmas time, it looks like this is going to be one of those big May releases. We got to hold on to it
spring
until
spring of 24.
Yeah.
Spring of 24 is when it's going to come out because we really want to get this. Look, Harrison just turned 81.
Right,
he wants to celebrate. We've got. Did I mention we had to call him back to do some reshoots? Yeah, and then we'll be ready in the May of 24.
Watch that happen.
I know.
Because the last one was it Crystal something or other?
Skull.
Awful. Oh my gosh, that was a bad movie.
Crystal Skull. That was the
Indy 5, right? Wasn't it? And
no, this is Indy 5. So that'd be Indy 4, right?
Really?
Anyway,
it was the one where he got into the empty
fridge,
refrigerator
right?
to protect himself from nuclear.
If you watch that again,
explosions.
it's not as bad as.
Isn't it? Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Watch it again.
All right.
It'll help you through it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to before the new movie comes out.
Yeah, you'll catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to catch up. Mm-hmm. I don't want Indy to die.
No.
First of all, Indiana Jones doesn't die.
Right.
Okay, let's stop that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're thinking about maybe the movie is kind of a time travel thing where you go back a little bit, and I guess they're going to CGI a younger Harrison. Who knows what they're going to do? I mean, Spielberg isn't directing it. Mangold
and Lucas
is
not involved?
I don't know if he is or not. But they've got that James Mangold doing it. And he's fine, but I'm just saying it's not Spielberg, so we'll see. Anyway, I think May of 24.
The first one was done by Lucas and Spielberg.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
no wonder. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Both in their prime and both on the same project. That's why the first one was so
Monster.
good. Yeah.
Mariah Carey, you know her, you love her. Filed petitions to trademark Queen of Christmas, Princess Christmas, and QOC. Because she had talked last year about wanting to put those phrases on some skincare products, dog leashes, coconut milk.
Okay.
The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office denied Carey's applications to trademark.
They did?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's plenty of queens out there. We can all be queens now.
Oh, okay.
Pat.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
And she can't do anything about it. We can all be queens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's several people. I mean, there's been plenty of kings and queens of Christmas over the years, right? I mean, that's what they were like. No, people can be queens and princesses.
Who would you say is the queen of Christmas if it's not Mariah Carey? Who would you give that title to? I endow you with full power to anoint a new queen of Christmas. Who would that be? Or a king of Christmas, for that matter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in today's world, maybe Michael Bublé.
That's the same person that was on my mind. Yes.
For King, maybe.
Yes.
There's
for Queen, though, I don't know. It used to be like Amy Grant.
The lady that fought a lot of this against Mariah, this Elizabeth Chan, she's devoted, I guess her career to Christmas music, and she's considered another Christmas queen. And she's the one that really put up a fight, because I think the trademark might have given it to her. They might have said, "All right, fine, it's yours," but they really, and maybe not, because it would be, again, you'd hope that they're smart enough to realize that there's been plenty of different queens and kings over the years. Right?
I like how you just argued with yourself to come to a new conclusion. That's
what I do.
That was genius.
That's what I do.
Great.
Be sure to subscribe to Chewing the Fat podcast. It's available wherever you get your podcast.
Okay. I'm excited about that.
Well, go ahead, because I'll argue with myself there too.
All right.
It's like,
well, nobody else is on the show to really argue with you, so right? You got to argue with yourself on the
most of the time.
Chewing the Fat
most
segments.
of the time, that's what happens. Yeah.
What else do you have?
So, congratulations to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. They're being honored for making a change. They're going to receive the Robert F. Kennedy Ripple of Hope Award.
The Ripple of Hope Award.
The Ripple of Hope Award. And I didn't even know this existed. So, I apologize, but Carrie Kennedy said they exemplified the moral courage against the injustice that her father famously called for in his iconic Ripple of Hope speech. I know.
Beautiful.
I know. Now, they're not alone this year. There's going to be another inductee. I'll give you two guesses, and the first one doesn't count. Who's going to be
who's going to get the Ripple Award? Joe Biden.
He's already got it.
Oh, really?
He's
already
got it.
Wow.
Zelensky.
Oh my God.
Vladimir Zelensky is going to receive
of course,
for his courageous leadership amid the Russian invasion.
What courage! What bravery!
Joe Biden already has a Ripple of Hope Award. Obama has one. Pelosi has one.
Trump. Donald Trump.
Kaepernick has one. Fauci has one. So congratulations! I can't wait for the award ceremony is going to happen December 6th.
All right.
The event is going to be emceed by Alec Baldwin. Keep waiting. If this was Chewing the Fat, and I said Alec Baldwin,
what would
you
happen?
would have heard. Because I can't say his name. It's a rule on the show. I can't say his name without a gunshot.
Okay.
Can't do that.
Wow.
We're out of time.
Out of time.
I wanted to do a World Cup update.
All out of time. Today featuring a very bloated Keith. Extensive water weight gain. I don't know. Is it salt that is causing you to retain water like this, Keith?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
And it's affected your brain because you didn't even know to turn on your microphone. So, wow. Obviously, Jeffy in this week for Keith, who's on vacation. Everything returns to normal probably Monday, and then you'll be back with us on next Wednesday.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So it'll be getting close to December by then.
Right? That's the end of the month. Wednesday is the end of the month. Thursday is the 1st of December.
Can you believe?
Thursday.
Okay, tomorrow, and then we're into the Christmas season where most people haven't even. Some didn't even wait for Halloween this year. Seems like it went really early this year.
Yes, it did.
Everybody had their lights up and on. I understand getting them up, early, but then people don't usually turn them on until it's Christmas time.
Well, I have a feeling that by Christmas time, after they get that first bill,
it
may be shut off.
Maybe. But
hey, you guys don't turn your lights on anymore. We know.
Maybe it's so bad in this country, so chaotic, that people just need that respite. I just need to start celebrating Christmas right now.
It needs to be Christmas, yeah.
Could very well be.
That's very possible.
There's an Emerson College poll that was released yesterday. 55.1% of registered voters said they will vote for Trump in 2024 GOP primary. That means he's about 30 points ahead of his nearest competitor, Ron DeSantis. So here's how it went. Trump 55%, DeSantis 25%. 55-25?
Okay, but
I don't know that I believe that.
I don't know that I do either. And to be really technically, I mean, Trump is running by himself now.
Right now,
right?
yes.
So I feel like if somebody else, and maybe, I don't know anymore.
But it goes Trump, 55, DeSantis, 25, Mike Pence, all the way down to 8. There's just nobody else who we're even going to consider. Liz Cheney, they have here 4th at 4%. Liz Cheney.
I'm a little hurt that Jim Gilmore isn't on that list.
No, he's not. Well, he's not a Republican, so this is just the primary. Unless Gilmore has, switched parties. Oh, that's right. He's a Republican.
He's not a
that's
Republican?
right. You did support him in 2016, didn't you?
How dare you besmirch the good name and James Gilmore?
So the top 4: Trump, DeSantis, Pence, Cheney. Cheney supposedly ahead of Ted Cruz, who has 3%.
Well, that's
Nikki
impossible.
Haley, 3%.
I mean, Ted Cruz doesn't have a chance, but there's no way that's true.
No way he's behind Liz Cheney. Come on.
That's impossible. It just
impossible.
Now, I know What's-Her-Face did a speech this past weekend that we had, I don't think we ever played, of Haley, who made it seem, her speech this weekend was like she was running.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It sounded like a political speech, a campaign
She
speech.
might. I would not be surprised if Haley runs. Let me take a minute and tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is a great way to go. Whether you're buying or selling or doing both in the relocation process, you need somebody who can come in and take some of the stress off you and give you really good advice on how to sell your home or how to get the most out of the home you're buying and doing both. Real Estate Agents I Trust. These are people who are fully committed to being real estate agents. And they're fans of the show, so you got that in common with them. And they just have great marketing plans. They're not going to just sit back and rely on open house every week so that you can keep your house immaculate and never be in it. That just sucks. So they will see your selling process through from day one till the end. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Heading into a 4-day weekend? Yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That seems like it's 4 days.
Plenty of football this next 4 days too, so good to go. Feel good about it.
It has gone by so fast, though, hasn't it?
It sure has.
It just seems like we were just whining about the fact that it was, 150 days away, and now it's almost over.
It's almost over.
Who does Missouri play this weekend?
We have the Battle Line rivalry.
Oh, that's right,
Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah. Chalk that up to an L right there.
No.
Yeah,
we will become bowl eligible this weekend. Our 6th win will happen this weekend.
So you're 5-6?
If they do not.
Yeah.
If they lose to Arkansas, I want them to renege on the new contract that Dinklewitz just signed.
They won't, but it's great that you want them to.
No, I'll call them.
I'm sure they'll take that into consideration.
Get them on the phone.
BYU plays Stanford, and we'll see how that goes. Stanford is 3-8 this year, but they've got a
they're a good 3-8.
They're a really good 3-8. Well, they beat Notre Dame, who looks like they're something now. Notre Dame just beat
Boston
College 44-0. The week before that, they beat Clemson badly,
which I was very happy about.
That.
By the way,
yeah, that was great. So, yes, good weekend of football.
Absolutely.
Coming up.
Look, the top 4 still remain the same in the playoff picture, right? You got Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU.
Mm-hmm.
And then LSU has moved up to number 5 because Tennessee has gone by the wayside.
Yeah, a couple of tough losses for them.
Plus, he's out. Hooker.
Hooker's is he out for the year, right?
Yeah, ACL. Yeah. Have a nice day.
It is an ACL.
He might be out forever. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
That's a really hard. Believe me when I tell you that's a very difficult injury to come back from.
Yeah, what did Elvis have? Like 4 ACLs?
Yes. Very difficult to come back from, man.
They should have put a bionic ACL into him.
He would have done it.
Yeah,
there's one doc that has some shoulder stuff, and some other stuff that's inside him already. If they could have done the knee thing, he probably would have done it. But
it's a tough injury, and I've known that since Brian's song back in 1970, because Gale Sayers came back from an ACL. Yeah, with the help of Brian Piccolo.
Thank you.
Let's never forget that.
No, I haven't.
All right. Because it's super, super important that you remember Brian Piccolo's part in getting Black Magic ready to play again. Can you believe they called him that? In 1970, that was okay. Awesome. I bet you couldn't get away with that now.
Well, I guess you could probably call yourself Black Magic if you were.
Maybe, yeah.
Gail could.
Right.
But no one else
But a
can.
White guy like Brian Piccolo?
No way.
No, sorry. You can't call
Brian,
him that.
No. You're not. In fact, Brian, you're not even my friend right now. Okay?
Right. And it was interesting, Jeffy, because they started out as enemies, and then gradually became very, very close friends.
Really?
Loved each other at the end. Yeah, it was great. So put that in your pipe and go ahead and smoke it.
Oh, no. And tomorrow is the Thanksgiving Day parade, the Macy's parade.
Yeah.
And you know who's not going to be there?
Who?
Al Roker.
Oh, why?
I pooped my pants.
Why is he not going to be there?
He's been sick.
Really?
Yeah, he's been really sick.
Does he have COVID?
No, he's got some kind of cancer thing going on.
Oh, no. Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. So he's been out of the show for a while.
Yeah, he's been in the hospital and taking a break.
Has he?
You pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
It's very possible that has happened.
You pooped in your
actually.
pants.
I pooped my pants.
But it won't happen at the parade.
I pooped my pants.
I mean, him yapping around.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder how many consecutive parades he's done.
That's a good question. I don't know if it says that here.
Probably at least 20, 30.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Because he's been with the Today Show a long, long time.
And he's always, he's a mainstay on that. Right?
Is it cold in New York?
I don't know.
I always like it when it's about, it's been cold. 30 degrees. It's more fun that way.
Buffalo just had 77 inches last week. I'm sure it's not warm.
Yeah, probably not. But we've had an amazing cold snap here that has kept the highs in the 40s and 50s for almost 2 weeks now.
It has.
It just doesn't happen here, especially not in November. Fauci was back taking the stage yesterday, which is great. We haven't seen him for a while, and he just wanted to get some important points out. Here he is telling us to get tested for Rona.
As immune compromise, first of all, everybody should be vaccinated and boosted with flu and with COVID. Whether or not you wear a mask or another thing we shouldn't underestimate is testing. So when we're gathering at a family gathering for Thanksgiving or for Christmas or for any other holiday as we get into the winter, it makes sense that you might want to get a test that day before you come into a place in which you might be infected and spread it, or other people who might be there in order to protect. So masking is important, but you can count masking, vaccine, boosting, testing. All of that is part of the spectrum of protecting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still doing the same
this was his
garbage.
This was billed as his last press conference.
Thank heaven.
All right, so he was there with KJP and Ja, the COVID director or whatever. And then he said, his Fauci's, like I said, was billed as his last, time at the podium or whatever. Then he was asked about wearing a mask after his statement here.
Is part of the spectrum of protecting yourself and your family.
What do you say about the word mask now being a pejorative in some communities?
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, I know sometimes when you walk in and you have a mask and nobody has a mask, you kind of feel guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty. You look terrific. Right? Yeah.
Do you kind of feel guilty? Do you?
I don't think it's guilty. I think you feel stupid because everybody else realizes, hey, you know what? We passed the worst of this, and I'm going to just live. I'm going to live my life now. And I'm going to live my life being suffocated by a mask. Okay? Done. Done with it.
But he just got some
I know, he did.
You look good.
Yes, he did.
But his last statement,
of
course.
Oh.
His final statement.
The
at
last
the podium.
statement.
He wants to remind everybody of something.
Effective. So my message and my final message, maybe the final message I give you from this podium, is that please, for your own safety, for that of your family, get your updated COVID-19 shot as soon as you're eligible to protect yourself, your family, and your community.
I can't believe they're still trying to sell that slop.
Well, you have not seen Ja yet. I mean, it is amazing.
It has been proven that you have about the same chance whether you're vaccinated or not. The vaccinated get it all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
So there's two clips here from Ja.
All right.
Ashish Ja. Mm-hmm. And one is good information against misinformation. And they continue. Let's just do that one first.
All right.
Good information, not misinformation.
That America's physicians, like the real leaders of American medicine, the people you trust for your cancer care and your heart care and your pediatrics care, are out there telling you need to go get a vaccine. You can decide to trust America's physicians, or you can trust some random dude on Twitter. Like, those are your choices. But I think the key here is to get trusted voices out there spreading truth, spreading science-based information. And for journalists and for people who run platforms, what I would say is you should be thinking about what your personal responsibility is. And do you want to be a source of misinformation and disinformation? That's up to those individuals, but I really think it's really important for us, for me, to be spreading good information.
Yeah, why don't you then? When are you going to start doing that? The good information, we already know what this is all about. We've already seen that the vaccine is virtually worthless against preventing this virus.
Really?
Almost worthless. Yeah, you have about the same chance whether you've been vaccinated and boosted or if you've had nothing. I mean, how many times have you heard, I just got COVID-19.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really? Are you vaccinated? Yeah, vaccinated. Are you boosted? Yeah, I got both the booster shots. Yeah, but at least it would have been so much work, would it? You don't know that.
No, you do not.
You don't know that.
No, you do not. Now, I will say this. Ja wanted to make sure that to continue to push the narrative of getting the vaccine, though. So,
all right.
And this is where he tells you, I believe, that he gives you actually science-based information.
Science. Yeah, they're following the science. That's what they're doing.
But it's going to take all of us to make that happen. So please, don't wait. Get your COVID shot. Get your flu shot. That's why God gave you 2 arms. You can one in each arm if you want. Go to vaccines.gov, and let's do everything we all can to protect the American people. Thank you.
What do you even say to that? They're acting like we don't know this information now. Still, 2.5 years later.
I mean,
that we're still dumb enough to buy into everything he says.
The FDA, their attorney, has argued earlier this week that the guidance against ivermectin was a recommendation, not mandatory.
Right. Okay.
Stop it. You
it's
shut
a pretty
people
strong
down.
recommendation.
A recommendation, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a recommendation with a gun to your head.
For sure.
I mean, it's just, okay. We got it.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they'd stop with the lies. Just tell us the truth. Finally, tell us the truth. And look, why am I endangering anybody who has been vaccinated? If you believe in the vaccines, that means you believe that the vaccinated won't get it from me.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So what?
And the countries, I mean, Germany is now saying that, there's a high excess mortality.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
That's all over the world.
We don't know why.
Yeah, we have no idea. It's just the sudden adult death syndrome. SADS. It's been around forever.
Forever.
We don't talk about it, but
forever.
Healthy adults drop dead every day.
All the time.
All the time. It happens. Nothing unusual here. Nothing to see. Move along. I love it. And then they act like, we're such buffoons that we'll still be taken in by this dumbass press conference they had yesterday. It's crazy. I can't take it. I don't know. Dr. Ja is almost worse than Fauci. Ugh.
Well, that's why God gave you 2 arms. You can get the
Right,
flu shot
right,
and the
yeah,
COVID
right.
vaccine.
And they're following the science,
Thank you, my
following
friend.
the science. Listen, if America's diesel stockpile runs out, trucks will have a much harder time delivering food to grocery stores. Yeah, when they run out of gas, they're not going to make it to the grocery store.
No, they are not.
Yeah,
and your prices are not going to go down.
No. Then what are you going to do then?
I know, the regular gasoline price is pretty low, as low as it's been for quite some time.
For a while, yeah.
I mean, it's in the 260s a gallon. That's pretty incredible. At least it is here. And then you look at the diesel, and it's still $6 a gallon.
Right. It's bad.
That means the macaroni and cheese isn't coming down. The price is not coming down.
And when that happens, you're going to wish you had a stockpile of food. There's 25 days left in our national stockpile of diesel fuel. After that, it's going to be panic and bedlam. That's why you should take advantage of the special offer from My Patriot Supply. Love this company. Love these guys. These people are great. Go to preparewithpat.com. You'll get $250 off a high-calorie 3-month emergency food kit. Provides an abundance of breakfast, lunch, dinners, drinks, snacks, all to keep you well fed, no matter what's going on at the grocery store. Just have this peace of mind and order this for your family. My Patriot Supply wants to help your family more by charging less. So be sure to order enough to feed your whole family. Don't wait on this. Save $250 today on the food you're going to need tomorrow. Your order ships fast and free in unmarked boxes. There's no time to lose. Go to preparewithpat.com right now. Preparewithpat.com.
Pat Gray.
It's the Pat Gray Unleashed extravaganza. We got some tweets here. Disinformation show loophole. Here's a conundrum we have on the right if DeSantis runs against Trump. A portion of both supporters, a portion of both their supporters will not vote for the other one, even in a general election. If we can't resolve this issue, it's irrelevant which of them wins because neither is going to win the general.
I know.
Yeah, we need to come together as a party. Pardon my giblets tweets. God gave you 2 arms, get 2 shots if you want. That's what Jah had to say. And based on that logic, God gave me 2 hands, so I'll get 2 handguns.
Oh, hey.
Hey, ho, hey. Duchess of Cancelot? I know every situation is different, but I'm the only one at work, unvaccinated, and never have had COVID that I know of. My coworkers are all boosted and masked, and all have had their COVID 2 times, 2+ times. Stick your science up your rectal cavity. Yes. Glad to see you're getting in the spirit of that. Mr. Sean's all in favor of changing Jeffy's theme song to the deaf-mute trans Brazilian singer's version of Lost Between the Moon and New York City. Say aye.
We have not found out that that's fake yet, have we?
No, I think it's real. I think it was a real thing.
No, it's fake.
Katie in Utah, can we please stop pardoning turkeys? It's the dumbest thing. Yeah, I know.
It is. That's what we were saying yesterday.
Yeah,
you don't get up as a president and go, "Oh, I got to go out and pardon these stupid turkeys." You know what I mean? It's not. You're not excited about it. So I get going out and being bummed out about it, but it's just that it's Joe Biden and he's terrible.
Exactly.
And
he can't do anything that's, appropriate or interesting or smart. He's just not capable. He just can't do it.
He just isn't.
And he thinks he's brilliant. He thinks he's funny. In fact, he thinks he's hysterical. And he keeps trying this stuff, and nobody ever laughs. Nobody ever enjoys it. But 81 million people voted for him.
Yeah, they sure did.
81 million, making him the most popular human being of all time, I guess.
Yeah, they sure did.
Nobody else has had 81 million votes for anything. 888-900-3393. Did you see the information that, to me it feels like Friday. It feels like a day we should, and it kind of is. Kind of is a Friday since it's the last day before Thanksgiving vacation. So did you see that they're saying, well, they, meaning James Cameron, is saying that the Avatar sequel, needs to gross $2 billion just to break even. Just to break even. I don't know how that's possible.
I mean, they're doing everything they can to make that happen.
Oh, they're trying so hard to get people interested in this.
It better be good. It better be good.
You are the one person I know that liked this movie, right?
The first one.
You loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. No.
Unobtainium.
Unobtainium?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were looking for, right? But it was, didn't we send the Marines in? And the Marines were all, of course, bad people.
Well, yeah.
Because,
we're
there's...
up the planet.
Yeah, right. All they wanted to do was kill the blue people.
Right. Not really. We just wanted the stuff.
They
wanted the unobtainium.
To rape the planet for their resources.
They just give us the unobtainium and shut up.
Right.
Humans first.
And that's how they conducted themselves.
Right.
And
they went no more.
Yeah. No more. So early reports claimed the production budget alone was $250 million.
Wow.
But that must have blown up because they need $2 billion now just to break even. So who knows? But I've got no interest in that movie. Zero.
I know, but it's
be interesting to see.
Avatar 2.
Yeah, I know. I know it is.
Well, the Way of the Water.
Right, Way of the Water. Yeah. Riveting. Riveting. More coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Relatable.
Great to have you with us. 888-933-93, the number to call. We got to get into this. There's speculation now that's kind of running rampant because Biden just turned 80 on Sunday. 80. And I think some are realizing, even if we don't recognize his dementia, he's really old. And maybe we should, I don't know, nominate somebody else.
Who is talking like that?
Many Democrats behind the scenes. They don't like to do it publicly because they get in trouble. Is the new 79. And I think that's true. 80 is the new 79.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to Biden. 80 is the new 96 in his case.
Yeah, Joe Biden is not doing a Indiana Jones movie.
No.
Like Harrison Ford. Sorry, that's not happening.
No, it is not. Let's go to Tom in Ohio, who's got some info for us on vaccines and blood clots.
Oh.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Pat and Jeff.
Hello.
Yeah, a couple days ago on Monday, on the Stu Peters Network, a film came out called Died Suddenly. It's about an hour-long video. And
it's about an hour long, right?
Yeah, and it talked about the embalmers that are finding these white fibrous blood clots in the veins and arteries of the corpses of people who've taken the vaccine.
Yeah.
In video, at about the 13-minute mark, a embalmer named Wallace Hooker claims that he was a presenter at a recent Ohio Embalmers Conference where he showed photos of these white fibrous clots that he found in the corpses. And he asked about 100 embalmers that were in the audience, have they seen these strange fibrous white clots themselves? And he said in the video that almost all of the 100 embalmers raised their hands, yes, they did. And that also he asked when they started seeing these clots, and they all agreed it was about 16 to 18 months ago when the mRNA vaccines were first introduced. Not in 2020 when COVID was around, but the vaccines weren't, but in 2021 when the vaccine
after the vaccine.
started.
Well, Tom, I'm sure that's just a wild coincidence.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well,
absolutely.
To verify his story, yesterday I contacted a Mr. David Hicks, who's the point of contact at the Ohio Embalmers Association.
Mm-hmm. I love them.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. They're my favorite Embalmers Association.
Yeah. Well, I'm not an embalmer myself, so I want to verify this guy's story is true or not, right, from the video.
Right.
So I told Mr. Hicks that I was trying to verify that story, and Mr. Hicks, he did acknowledge that Mr. Hooker did indeed give that presentation to the 100 embalmers at the conference.
But he wouldn't acknowledge anything else.
Well, when I specifically asked about the part of the story where Mr. Hooker claims that all the other 100 embalmers raised their hands, that they had seen the white fibrous clots too, Mr. Hicks, the head of the Ohio Embalmers Association, stated that he was not in the room at that time, so he could neither confirm nor deny Mr. Hooker's claim. I found that kind of strange that at this very important part of the conference, he happened not to be in the room.
That is interesting.
I then asked Mr. Hicks, who's an embalmer himself, if he's seen these white fibrous clots in his own practice or any of his, embalmer colleagues.
Oh, it's private information.
Mm-hmm.
He simply responded that he had not performed many embalmings recently. He really didn't answer my question, did he?
No way.
My gosh, that's amazing.
Finally, during our about 3-minute conversation, I stated that, I understand that why many medical doctors are not, speaking out. They're reluctant to talk against the vaccines because, a lot of them are having their licenses pulled, hospital privileges, certifications. But I asked Mr. Hicks, is there any reason why embalmers would be afraid to speak out if and when they found these unusual white clots? Well, right after I asked my question, our phone conversation was abruptly cut off.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
That is interesting. And good for you, Tom, for doing this kind of research. That is awesome.
I immediately called back and put a voicemail on there, asked him to call me and give me the information, the answer to my last question. I then took.
I'm sure you're going to get an answer.
Oh yeah.
I took an email of what I just told you about the whole conversation. I sent that to Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost. I'm in Ohio, so I sent it to our Ohio Attorney General and asked him, if he would like to pursue this. I'm not trying to get the embalmers in trouble.
Right.
I just want people, but if they're seeing these things, they need to come forward.
Information needs to come out.
Seeing these things, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
I want to nail Fauci and Birx and Walensky and all the ones that are pushing these dangerous jabs.
Well, I mean, we're test subjects. We've been. And there's an argument that we were just, we were the human guinea pigs, right? I mean, that's the deal. I haven't watched the video yet, or the film, or the hour-long that you're speaking of. I have it though in my saved, ready to view. But you can't. I just talked about Al Roker being sick. Thanks, Tom, for your call. I really appreciate it, man. I mean that a lot. And don't.
Thanks for doing research like
Absolutely.
that. If everybody did that, we could end this thing. Go ahead. What?
Pat and Jeff, if you want to, take me off air and get my contact information, I'd be happy to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
That'd be great.
We'll do that. Hang on.
That'd be great. You and I were just talking about Al Roker being sick and in the hospital. And he's not going to do the parade, sadly, this year. He's going to miss it. He's done 27 in a row. 27 parades.
Wow. That's a few.
That's a few.
Yeah.
That's a few.
Good for him.
So when you get up and you're watching the parade and then into the dog show Thanksgiving morning, there's not going to be any Al there. So I know.
Is it even worth watching at that point?
Well, Savannah's done 10 in a row, so
has she?
Still be there.
Savannah Guthrie's done 10 already?
Yeah, she'll be there. And you'll have Hoda there. And who doesn't love Hoda?
I don't.
No.
Yeah,
who doesn't?
I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Nobody can answer that correctly.
No, I just did. I don't. I'm not a big Hoda fan.
But in the story, they talk about how he was in the hospital for blood clots and some other things, and they're doing a medical whack-a-mole. Well, I mean, it wouldn't have anything to do with the vaccine.
Oh,
right?
no, nothing to do with the vaccine.
It had to do with something else.
No, I don't even know why the word vaccine would spill out of your face.
Nobody ever talks about. I mean, they talk about all these guys about the myocarditis and all these guys that were such big proponents of the vaccine.
Yeah,
are all going down with this, and nobody says, "Well, it might have been the vaccine." Could have been.
Right.
Nobody says that. We're playing medical whack-a-mole. We just don't know.
And these blood clots. Have you seen the photos of them? The kind of fibrous blood clots he's talking about. It looks like beef jerky is coming out of your body. Big strips of beef jerky. That's what these things look like.
I feel like that's not good.
No, I feel like it isn't as well. I would rather not have beef jerky running through my veins. Maybe it's just us, Jeffy. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people think, hey, that'd be cool.
That's fine.
To have beef jerky in my blood system. Yeah. And if almost 100 of the autopsy people, coroners, agree that they've embalmers, the embalmers,
you'll pay them their due respects,
who have seen this in their own practice in the last year and a half. Right. That tells you something, doesn't it?
It sure does. But we can't verify that.
No,
it was actually, I was at this conference, but not then. Not when that actually happened. I
had to go to the bathroom really badly at that point. I didn't want to be like Al Roker and
is free.
That's not it.
No, it's not Al.
That's not it. That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it.
But the you don't want to. I tell you what.
You pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
Ta-da!
You don't want to be like Al.
No, you don't. You don't want to poop your pants. So that's why you leave the conference and do it prematurely. And so, yeah, I wasn't there when everybody raised their hand. So can't tell you. That's incredible.
Just amazing.
It's amazing. Let me tell you about established titles. What a fun way, what a novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland. Because what they do is established titles plants trees all over the country, and they're on a mission to reforest the globe right now. It's a project based on historic Scottish customs where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. So once you buy a plot and you get the title, and then they plant trees all over the place. It's just a really fun, cool way to stay green. And there's nothing wrong with being green when you're reforesting the world. It makes it an amazing last-minute gift. It's established titles. They're actually running a massive Black Friday sale right now, so you don't have to wait till Friday. Plus, if you use the code UNLEASHED, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/unleashed and get your gift now.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, it seems like a perfect time to be losing my voice again. Can you tell that I'm struggling?
Yeah, once in a while. I know. I can
so
tell
I don't
that
know.
you are.
I'm not sick that I know of. I don't know why this is happening.
I mean, you can make the argument, and we have, if you want to talk about it a little bit, that it's possible that it has something to do with this particular room. That we broadcast
Keith has a theory that,
and he may be right.
He might be right.
Every time if you spend any time in this room, you start getting clogged up, and things don't sound.
You
like
lose
they
your
should.
voice for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look into that. I don't know. No.
We're just going to play whack-a-mole.
All right.
With our.
We'll just have black mold in our nostrils, and I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll go away.
I mean,
eventually.
there can't be anything wrong with the room when we have dead bugs just oozing goo on the floor. There's nothing wrong.
To where it looks like
move on.
Cream that comes
Just
out of a
move
candy. Oh, it's fabulous.
Let's move on.
Fabulous.
Don't worry about it.
So we were talking about who will run, if not Joe Biden, for the Democrats. We all know the list on the Republican side. But who do they have? Who can they put up against either Trump or DeSantis that would be able to beat them? And they list, this particular article lists, of course, Kamala Harris as the first choice. Because she's the logical choice. She's the vice president, but they don't like her. So I don't think they will nominate her.
It's amazing that they don't like her because she's terrible.
Right. And they usually like terrible people.
I know. But she is just not only terrible, but awful.
Then we come to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, yeah.
Pete Buttigieg could, he's young.
He checks a lot of boxes.
He's in a special interest group.
Yes, he is.
He is white, so that's a strike against him.
I know.
But there's a possibility. Then they bring up Bernie Sanders, who, by the way, is older than Joe Biden. Really?
Is he Bernie? What's Bernie?
Yeah,
82?
he's 81.
Oh, okay, yeah.
81 years old. Then you have Ro Khanna, California Democrat, who's been traveling the country in recent months, touting his book on dignity in the digital age. He's even put consultants onto his payroll within the early 2024 Democratic nominating contest. Now, I don't know very much at all about Ro Khanna.
Yeah. I mean, you got the other Dingleberry from California, right? He's got to be on the list.
The other Dingleberry is next. Yes, Governor Newsom.
Yeah.
Now, this is who I think that they'll run. He's young. He's a good-looking guy. He's the governor of California, so he's got a lot of votes there. He's super liberal.
He most certainly is that.
He really fits the bill. So you got him. You got Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan that they think might run. I don't think she has a shot. She's not even well-liked in her own state, although she just did win the won the governorship again. But that's about it for who they have as potentials out there. Who else would run for the Democrats?
I don't know. Rachel Levine, maybe.
That would be fun. Richard Gephardt. You always have Richard Gephardt to fall back on.
Drag Richard back on.
I am really surprised. I'm surprised they never mention Al Gore anymore.
No, he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
I mean, he's even more done than Hillary, right? I mean,
yes. And Hillary has flat out said she's not going to run, but she could change it any moment.
Absolutely.
You know that. You know that.
I did say no, but they came to me, and
they did come to you.
The country is too important for me not to run. And
yes, that's what she could do.
Absolutely,
she could absolutely 100%. Do that. Yeah, I am reluctantly running for the presidency of the United States. I do not seek this power, but if it's thrust upon me, why, I'll have to say yes.
I mean, technically, I already beat the MAGA, the great MAGA leader once.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's probably what she'd say. So, and, apparently she did win the popular vote, which doesn't really matter. But, they've whined about that ever since. Ever since.
They sure have.
And because they've got such a short bench, who else are they going to turn to?
Honestly,
they're in real trouble, I think.
Real trouble. Of
course, now, I thought that a few weeks ago, and it turned out they weren't in as much trouble as I thought they were. So there's that.
Yeah, there's some arguments to be made that yes, perhaps there were some other issues around the elections.
Oh wait,
around the country.
What?
Whatever. They were all above board. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
We did not yet play the KJP, right? Where she snaps.
That was part of the Fauci jaw.
But she really got nasty.
The one guy kept wanting to know about the origin.
Yeah,
and she was not having it.
Yeah, check this out. She kind of loses her cool here.
But she's only 30 great questions. You ask your question, you should allow her to answer the question. She's asking a valid question, Dr. Fauci, on the origin of COVID-19.
It is not your turn. It is not your turn.
You can't understand.
All right, I'm going back to the
podium. You can't read a press briefing. You need to call from people across the room. She has a valid question. She's asking about the origin of COVID-19.
I hear the question.
And Dr. Fauci is the best person to answer.
I hear your question, but we're not doing this the way you want it. This is disrespectful. It is. I'm done. Simon, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you right now. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're taking time away from your...
I'm done. Simon, I'm done with you right now. Oh, okay.
I'm not doing this the way you want to.
That's great stuff.
I hear your question, and I don't want to answer it, so we're going to move on from you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. But he was quite persistent.
Yes, he was.
That's amazing. You don't usually see them keep it up after they've been chastised like that in front of
because they want to be able to come
their
back.
Peers.
Right?
Yeah, they want to come back, and they don't want the other reporters pissed off at him, and so they just kind of acquiesce. He did not. He wants to know about the origin, and so do I. Why won't you talk about where it really came from? Where did the pandemic really originate? Well, from bats, of course. A bat and
the wet market.
A pangolin were making out, and then somebody sneaked up behind him and bashed him over the head and put him in the wet market. And our people here in Wuhan love their pangolin. It's delicious. If you include, just a hint of garlic butter over the top of the pangolin, makes for a wonderful, marvelous meal. Okay. All right. Yeah, and then of course you make soup out of the bat, and you've got quite a gourmet meal.
Yum.
Dinner bell is ringing now, isn't it?
Man, it sure is. Hey, so today is Wednesday, right?
It is.
So last week we gave money to Ukraine on Friday.
Oh my gosh.
On Friday?
Yes.
Is that right? Or was it Thursday?
I think it was. Was it 400 million last week?
I keep forgetting the days that we're breaking up, but we're getting close to the holiday. So yesterday, we found out that we're going to give another $4.5 billion to Ukraine.
Again!
And we also found out from our Treasury Secretary that the disbursement of this direct budget support to Ukraine will begin in the coming weeks. So it's just going to be a direct deposit. We're not even going to know about it. It's just going to go.
Well,
why know about it? Why just give it to them?
We might as well set that up because they're doing it every week. We talk about this all the time, and it's really true.
It is.
It's virtually every week, and they may have skipped one or two along the way.
I don't know.
Almost every week.
I don't know. Every week it slides into another $4 billion.
Yeah.
Another $400 million.
Okay, here's another $600 million. All right, here's $750 million. All right, here's $40 billion that we just passed in a bill. Okay, here's another $4.5 billion because we haven't given you billions for 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
And then we gave him the country an amount, and he didn't say thank you. Damn you! You better say thank you.
Right.
When we give you this money, or we're not going to give you this money anymore. Okay, thank you. All right, here's another $2 billion.
Yeah, so the disbursement of $4.5 billion in economic aid for Ukraine will begin in the coming weeks, according to Janet Yellen.
It's unbelievable. It truly is. I mean, I know it's not unbelievable anymore, but I mean, we're just being bled dry. I don't know where the money's coming from. And every place that this bumbling buffoon, I believe he's being called by some people, our president, goes, he just promises billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
Don't jump. All right.
They don't have any reason to jump. We're paying their way.
All right.
I Googled the $4.5 billion, and that's the first story from Reuters when you Google it. And then right underneath it is another Reuters column or article from August 8th of this year. U.S. to send $5.5 billion in new fiscal and military aid. I mean, so it literally is week after week after week, month after month. Just send them more billions. Just send them more. It's really staggering.
Enough already.
Yeah. We're spending more on their war than we did on ours.
Enough. And
it's got to stop.
And we talked yesterday about Milley, our whatever his title is over there at the Department of Defense, talking about supporting Taiwan. So, I mean, we're just going to dump some more money into another country, more billions.
And that one is so confusing because they keep saying, "Oh, our policy has not changed. We're still all about the one China policy. It hasn't changed." Well, then what are you talking about? What is this aid for Taiwan then?
Yeah.
If you are in favor of China being one nation that includes Taiwan, or as they like to call it, Chinese Taipei, because the Chinese don't recognize them. Well, then you're just saying the Chinese are right. So what are we doing sending them defense money? It doesn't make any sense.
Make any sense at all. And China's, maybe China won't go into Taiwan though. I always felt that they kind of would, but they're having a little issue themselves, with their COVID lockdowns, and people are uprising, and you may have a little problem getting your iPhones here in the coming weeks because the people at the old Foxconn iPhone factory are pissed, and they're battling the military in China because they don't want to be locked down anymore.
Right now, we should be preparing this country for the time when China can't provide all the goods and services they provide for us.
We have to, because it's coming. When
they
can't or they won't.
Right. And both of those are a big possibility in the near future, that they would just stop supplying us with everything. Well, okay, because a lot of the drugs are manufactured there too. So we're going to do without everything. Already we have an amoxicillin shortage.
Right.
Which parents are freaked out about because that's what you give your sick kids.
There's other ways.
Yeah.
That's
don't
just
worry
first on the list.
Sure.
That we give to our pediatricians.
Yeah, the alternative might make your child's eyes bleed, but not for very long.
We're playing whack-a-mole with our medical updates. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You know what? You should get your kid vaccinated.
No problem. No problem.
It's just
yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
I'm ready
Thanksgiving.
for some
Hope
mashed
you have
potatoes.
a great time with friends and family members, and we'll see you here stuffed to the gills back on Monday. All right? See you then. Oh, plus, next
Down the hall, right?
on Glenn Beck.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.